Coming up on Sports Central, we have Anitra Goddard talking about CrossFit, and it's a big-time throwdown. We also have Frank Garcia from the World Shoot talking about that superb event, some insights there. And we also have the famous, the one and only, Rick Brown from the Ledger talking about the Bucs and the NFL. Stick around, everybody, for this edition of Sports Central. And welcome to Sports Central. I'm Mark Jackson. To my right, to your left on your viewing screen, Mr. Neil Duncan. Glad to have you back in the seat.
It's been a while since we've hosted the show together, so
missed that camaraderie.
I'm looking forward to your insight as usual.
Oh, I'm telling you, the wit and wisdom is going to be flowing today, I'm sure.
Well, this first segment brought to us by Contempo Vacation Homes, a great partner of tourism, sports marketing, and Sports Central.
You know, we were talking before we went on air, and how you have successfully lost more than 40 pounds. And was any of that weight loss due to CrossFit and that type of training?
No, that stuff's just too hard. Listen, I would lift weights, but they're too heavy. I would run, but it's too far. Most of that's just pushing away from the table, but that's been over a long period of time. But,
well, you were on the seafood diet for such a long time.
If I saw it, I ate it.
If you saw food, you ate it.
You're right. But as you get older, as you know, you got to make sure you're fit, and we have a great guest to talk about being fit.
Yeah, Anitra Goddard.
Yeah.
It's the Throwdown CrossFit Challenge in Lakeland. It's a big deal. Anitra, glad to have you with us.
Thanks, it's great to be here.
Well, you have a gym, right?
Yes. My husband and I, we own and run CrossFit Fenrir in South Lakeland.
Okay, say that word again.
Fenrir.
Fenrir,
the Norse mythological wolf god of strength. My husband is of Scandinavian descent. So.
Norwegian, Swedish?
Yes.
Okay, see, I'm Norwegian and Danish.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, you got a great event, the Central Florida Throwdown CrossFit event coming to Lakeland.
Yes.
When is it? Where is it? Give us some details.
The event is coming up. It's 2 weeks away, September 6th and 7th, out at the Sun and Fun venue. We're in a 20,000 square foot airplane hangar right on the runway. It's really, really exciting. We're going to have beautiful opening ceremonies. A good dear friend of mine is going to sing the national anthem while the SOCOM paratrooper demonstration team is going to parachute the U.S. flag in.
Cool. While
that's being sung. We're going to be hosting 530 athletes, and we're looking to have about 1,500 spectators.
Really?
So, yes.
Wow. Now, this is a big deal.
Yes.
And, CrossFit itself, there's a lot of people that are familiar with the term, phrase,
yes.
whatever, but not too familiar with what's CrossFit all about.
Well, the first word that comes to mind for me really is the community, is what we experience in our particular gym. It's very interesting. Each gym is individually owned and programmed by the owner. So each facility takes on the personality of its coaches. Ours is very community driven with a performance base. So for instance, in our gym, it's about performance. There are no mirrors in our gym. In CrossFit, what you're looking at is a lot of body weight movement paired with Olympic lifting movements, a lot of barbell work.
Squat, clean and jerk.
Squat, clean and jerk, snatches. In a class-led setting, my husband and I are both level 1 coaches, and we're United States weightlifting coaches as well.
Okay.
So we cap our classes, and you come in and you show up. It's like group personal training. You come in, the workout is already planned for you. You've got certified, highly qualified coaches running you through these workouts, making sure that you're performing the movements in a safe manner.
Okay.
So.
Well, just like any athletic endeavor, there's the personal training side of it, and then there's the competition side of it. So how do you, what you're doing on the personal fitness side, obviously you can see, the trainers can see who's really good at it.
Right.
Is that how you recruit the athletes for your competitions, or how is that grassroots?
It is, yes. So as I mentioned before, the community aspect of it, well, we have different divisions. We have what is called RX. So when you come into my gym, we have a big whiteboard and we have a workout for everyone already planned out for the day. So you two might have different fitness levels, all right? So we'll have as RX with weights set. If you come in and you're not comfortable with those, and us as your coaches should already know this. So you'll come in and we'll be like, okay, it says you should be squatting 95 pounds for the RX or as prescribed weight. Well, someone that's new, we'll be out of our mind to put them under a 95-pound load. So we're like, okay, we're going to start you here. We're going to take a few minutes. We're going to work you up. And it goes into it transfers over into the competition side of it. Is we have divisions for everybody. We have a beginner division so that people that have been doing CrossFit as little as 6 months can still compete and have a good time and be involved with the high elite level athletes as well. So it's one big community where we all train together and encourage one another.
So the event is called the
Central Florida Throwdown.
Central Florida Throwdown.
That's correct.
So you're in a competition. Okay, now Neil was talking about the more the recreational fitness side of things, but on the competition side of things, what happens? I mean, how do the judges, or how do you measure who's better at a certain event and who's not? And what are the events, by the way?
That is an excellent question. The measurability, that's something that's very important to us. So when we program these workouts, that's what we think of, movements that are easily measured and judgeable. So there are a lot of different kinds of movements that we use, but for handstand push-ups, for instance, that's a very hard movement to judge. So we keep it the grassroots movements, like your squats, or the standards are crease of the hip below crease of the knee, things that are very easily spotted by the judges. So everyone has to keep the same standards in order.
The same weight? For example,
everything.
You're squatting. Let's say you've got, I mean, is there a standard weight for everybody? Let's say for guys, it's 2 1/4.
So when we release the workouts and the divisions, we say these are the standards. For the RX division, you need to be able to lift this much in this movement. You need to be able to run this distance in this amount of time. And these are the standards that the workouts are going to be based to. So you know then which division. Some people that are brand new to CrossFit do not have pull-ups, and then your elite athletes can bust them out, string them together. So, okay, you need to have full range of motion pull-ups to go into the RX station.
Arms fully extended, shoulders. Okay.
Chin over the bar. And then for our beginners, men and women, and our masters divisions, they do ring rows instead of pull-ups.
Ring rows?
Yes, so like
what's a ring row?
Gymnastic rings, you know, you see the guys in the gymnastic, right.
Okay.
So we extend them, we line them all up. It's the judge's duty to make sure that the rings come to the top of the athlete's elbow, so it's the same for everybody. And you lean back, and we have a marker on the ground where your feet have to stay, and they have to pull to the rings and then release back. So it's the same concept of doing a pull-up, but it's scaled down to their athletic ability.
So you can enter a certain division, you can only win within that division. So if you find you do very well to men's scaled, then you can move up to the next division. Do you have to win those divisions to move on?
Well, we're doing a semifinal and a final. So once you enter into a division, you're not going to switch divisions. The division is yours. We had a cutoff, actually, was yesterday, was the last day to make division switches, because programming and running the numbers to get these people through and do heat assignments 2 weeks out. So we had to, shut that down. But what it is everyone will do 4 workouts. There'll be 3 on Friday and 1 on the Saturday, or excuse me, 3 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. And then we'll take all the scores, tally them up from all the workouts, and then we'll take the top 28, and then they will all compete. And then we'll have a final, the top 14 in each division.
Okay. Well, before we get to that, okay.
I want to talk
Everybody
about that.
loves the bell. Everybody.
People want to know. Okay, I want to go to this event, or I want to get involved in CrossFit. How can they find out more information? Number 1 for the event. Number 2 for your facility.
Okay, well, for the event, you can go to centralfloridthrowdown.com.
Central Florida Throwdown. Just the way it sounds?
Yep, absolutely. Just the way it's spelled out on my shirt, on the belt, everywhere.
THROW, just
yes.
for those that are challenged with their spelling. Okay. CentralFloridaThrowdown.com.
That's correct. We are going to be out at Sun and Fun. There is going to be a $3 parking fee. I like people to know that because surprises like that irritate me. So there is a $3 fee there, but their spectators are free of charge to watch.
Okay.
And we're going to have great food there as well, grass-fed, organic food. Yes.
They're not the snacks you like.
Actually, it's quite good. Yeah.
No, I'm saying what he's used to at the home.
So anybody could come. Now, as far as seeing the gym, we're CrossFitFenrir.com.
You better spell that one.
CrossFit, CrossFit.
Okay.
And then Fenrir, FenRIR.com.
FenIRR.
Oh, don't make me try to do that again.
Before he bogs you down too far,
Let's go to the bell.
what's this?
Okay.
Does everybody get one?
The first place division winners of each division will receive a title belt, and they get to stand on a big podium, and they're also getting, our RX men and women will each receive $1,500 in cash each and the belt.
So RX again is prescription.
Yep, as prescribed, which is the elite athletes, yes.
Okay. Now, do you have a division for like kids?
Not this year. We do have co-ed teams this year.
Yeah.
Last year we had 4 divisions. This year we have 10.
In co-ed teams?
We have RX and co-ed
Do you need an
skilled
extender
teams.
on the back of that?
I'll have to give you my card. You'll have to come by to the gym.
Wow. That's what I get.
You knew it was coming.
I knew that, but that's neat, and you've got some celebrities that help you guys out with this event.
Absolutely. Those of you guys, old school wrestling fans, will be familiar with Jimmy Hart, the Mouth of the South.
Mouth of the South,
the South, yes. He emceed my event last year. He works very closely with the charity that we're going to be raising money for at this event.
Okay.
And which, if you don't mind, I'd like to say 50legs.com or
Sure.
.org. We've been working with these guys for years, and so it's really cool to have them bring Jimmy down. Hulk Hogan sits on the board of directors for the charity, and so we just thought the belt seemed really appropriate.
Very appropriate.
So.
I think that's a great idea. You know, how many plaques do you have at home?
Oh, yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah.
you know, after a while, you just use them for firewood.
Well, I'd be happy to promote the event by wearing the belt around for you. I may wear it the rest of the weekend or something.
I'll loan it to you. I'd like that.
Thank you.
I'm not sure I want to ask.
I think we have a break we need to go to.
Okay, Anitra, thanks so much for joining us. This is great stuff, and this CrossFit, you know, nationally, everywhere you look, it seems to be CrossFit is the thing. So, and pretty much anybody can get involved. You know, you don't have to come in, and it's not like.
The biggest misconception that we hear is, I can see where you're going with this, is that, I need to get fit before I go and try and do
That's
CrossFit.
not the purpose of it, though.
That's what people think. That's the perception, and that's so far from the truth.
Okay, so it's like you can be.
I've got 67-year-old lady that comes in that could not squat. She had knee problems, and we do a lot of mobility work. I mean, we work on the quality of movement
for good health.
You know, for good health and quality of life. So we bring them in, we get her squatting. So if she can do it, anybody can do it.
Well, good luck to you, and don't look at me. Good luck to I already got a belt. Good luck to you and on the event. Maybe we can have you back on and talk about future events, because I know this isn't just a one event type organization. So we're looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Great stuff.
Thank you. It was
Anitra,
great.
thanks again.
Thank
we
you.
Appreciate it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time of year. You know, that golf game of yours should be at its peak, but we're going to get you better. We have Matt Jordan, believe it or not, with a golf tip. It's going to improve your game. Maybe Neil's too. Well, I'm not sure if that's possible. Check this out. Mark and Neil, we'll be back with more Sports Central right after this.
Welcome to Streamsong Resort. My name is Matt Jordan. I'm one of 2 PGA head golf professionals here at this amazing resort. Today we're standing on Streamsong Red number 2. Streamsong Red was designed by Bill Core and Ben Crenshaw. And what we're facing on this second hole is a beautiful par 5 with lakes and sand and mounds in the back. Kind of messes with your mental aspect of the game. So how are we going to get over here and get comfortable knowing that we have all of these different hazards in place? Well, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand behind the golf ball. And as I stand behind this golf ball and I look at this golf hole, I'm going to acknowledge that there is water off to the right. I see the sand that's off to the left. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a mental picture, and I actually go down to what color line I'm going to draw this is. I'm picking a spot out there away from the water, more towards the sand, because I know that with my driver I'm not going to be able to reach it. So I have a yellow line from that point that I'm going to focus straight back to my golf ball. As I'm doing that, about 6 inches in front of my golf ball, I can see a little piece of grass. It looks like it's out of place. I'm actually going to aim there, and I'm going to concentrate more on that than the water or anything else that's out here. So here from this point, what I'm going to do, stand back, take a deep breath and visualize that. Maybe I'll take a practice swing or two, and I'm really going to get myself zoned in on this shot. Kind of tended line, I see that blade of grass, I'm going to look, I'm going to go ahead, set up to it. I have forgotten everything at this point because I'm totally zoned in on that one shot. I really focused in on that line. I totally disregarded any of the water that's off to the right. I was really focusing on where I wanted my golf ball to go. I relaxed, I made my swing, and that's where it went. I hope this tip was very helpful. I'm Matt Jordan with Stream Song, and that was your golf tip for the day.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Sports Central. Mark Jackson here along with Neil Duncan. And Neil, you know, the golf tip, Matt Jordan from Stream Song, both you and I have played out there. I think the instructions as good as the course, which is now one of the top 5 courses in the United States.
Well,
it's phenomenal.
What they've got going on out there, not only with the courses, but with resort and all that. It really, another destination right here in Polk County. And speaking of destinations, Abuelos over at Lakeside Village, I know that's one of your favorite destinations. They're this segment sponsor.
Just a few times a week.
I'm aware, but I'm excited about this segment. The topic, not the guest.
We always look forward to this.
No, the topic, not the guest.
Oh, one of my favorite writers of all. And just, he's always good.
He's a great guy.
Wit, wisdom, good looks. Us commoners are just glad to be in his presence.
No, wait a minute. I thought you were introducing our guest.
I am introducing our guest, our good friend, Rick Brown from the Ledger.
This is what I get. This is what I get.
Wow.
Hey, had you been nicer when you came in the door?
I do not. That is not
No?
me. I represent no angel, angelic. There's halo. You guys see it. It's all good.
Wow.
What's up, fam?
Hey, you know the only game this year to be sold out for the Buccaneers?
Oh, here we go. You knew this
The
was coming.
Green Bay
Packers.
Packers. For now.
For now.
I mean,
well, the
yeah,
team has
still
announced that there won't be any blackouts
Right.
as far as the broadcast.
Exactly.
The NFL changed, I believe, before last season the
Right.
rule
Yeah,
from
that's-
100% to 85%.
85% of the non-premium seats. And they're there right now. So it won't take that much to sell out a couple more, if not all of them.
A few wins early in the season.
That will help,
That will
definitely.
help.
Definitely help.
You know, Rick, Lovie Smith, former coach of the Bears, one of my favorite coaches. I think his integrity, his demeanor speak for themselves. I think he's extremely well respected throughout the league. I don't think he got the support that he needed in Chicago from admin, but and I think a lot of people would agree with that one. But you're the expert. Coming to Tampa Bay, hungry for a championship, you know, he has a pedigree that is, working with Tony Dungy, it's like coming home. You know, what difference have you seen so far in him just being there? You know, not getting out on the field and coaching with his new staff.
Right. I mean, and you mentioned it. I mean, he was here before as a linebacker coach, so and he helped turn the Bucs around from when the Bucs were the Yucks and in those creamsicle uniforms, and before they went to the pewter and gray, Lovie came in and he helped instill this work ethic. And it started with Tony Dungy, of course, but he followed that lead. And so after Raheem Morris, after Greg Schiano last couple of years, you now have someone, an established NFL coach, a winner. He took Rex Grossman to the Super Bowl. Yeah. I mean, geez, nothing against Sexy Rexy, but I mean, he's established. He brings credibility to this squad, and I don't think the squad has had that in a number of years now. Yeah. So right there, and this is before we get on the field, Lovie Smith, established coach. This is different. This isn't a college coach trying to make his way. This isn't a coordinator trying to find his way. This is an established NFL coach. Right there you have credibility. Right there, it excites the fans.
Well, you talk about taking Rex Grossman or a team with Rex Grossman as the quarterback to the Super Bowl. We say it in jest, but really that's the model we're looking for. Almost back to like when the Bucs were with Tony Dungy. Defense win the games, offense don't mess it up.
Indeed.
And it's the same mentality now, right?
The same mentality to an extent. I think Lovie has, that year away has helped him to realize that in today's NFL, it's not just about defense. You have to score some points.
Right.
And so I think that's why they brought in the offensive coordinator, Jeff Tedford, who on a collegiate level, and I have to say that, was very innovative in his offenses. Offenses wide open, a lot of scoring. I don't think we're going to have West Coast offense down here. I don't think we're going to put up 75 points or anything like that. But I don't think it's going to be those 10-7 games either. Even though Lovie still says we want to control the ball, he's also said, I know offense wins in this league as well. So if he can get the offense going with this up-and-coming defense, it could be fun to watch in a few years.
Clinton McDonald, veteran, going to make a difference?
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Not only the veteran experience, but being on a winner, just coming off a winning team, something that this team wants. He can mentor a Gerald McCoy, who's already one of the best defensive linemen in the league, if not the best interior defensive lineman. He can just tell him, give him little tips. And not only that, open up the holes for him. And so he can rush the passer like a la 99 Hall of Famer Warren Sapp. You know, he can open up things for Levante David, like a la Derek Brooks, Hall of Famer. So, yes, he brings experience, but he can also help these guys open up their game as well.
Before we talk about a Polk County guy, Mike James, let's talk about the defense.
Yes.
Because you're talking about some guys on this current defense and then mentioning, I mean, those are some special names you're mentioning.
Yes.
And are they giving you kind of a, hey, this defense seems like the early years of that great Buccaneer team?
They're not there yet.
Right, but do they have the parts?
They're getting there.
Okay.
They're getting there. And with those two, Gerald McCoy, Levante David, it's a great start. It's almost like 95 again when they did get Sapp and Brooks in the same year. And you can see David improving each year. And oh my goodness, Gerald McCoy. I talked to Warren Sapp a couple of weeks ago, and I hate name dropping, but I thought this was very, very interesting. Sapp said, he's ahead of me now than where I was at his stage.
Really?
Warren Sapp said this, Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer.
If anyone knows Warren Sapp, he doesn't give compliments too easily.
Yeah. Modesty isn't one of his virtues either.
This kid, though, I mean, he gave this kid those props.
That's a pretty strong statement.
And if that's true, wow, this year could be special.
Mike James. Obviously, last year the Buccaneers had a ton of injuries. I don't know who had more injuries, the Florida Gators or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And you look at the backfield. A lot of people got thrown into the fire, but it was good for development. But you only have so many spots on the roster.
Indeed.
Do you see Mike James still being on the team, or is it going to be tough for him this year?
It's tough. It's really going to be tough. And I like Mike James from Ridge Community High School, the first draft pick from Ridge Community High School. Last year came
Won't be the last, though.
Won't be the last. It wasn't even the last year. Vince Williams up in Pittsburgh. But you know, he came in and had 3 games, and one of the games was against Seattle, where he went for 158 yards. You saw the potential there. And even this year, when I was talking to coaches early, there's like, you know, there's a spot for this kid because he wants to be good. He wants to be great. And he's not one of those scat bats. He's not going to get a pitch and go 90 yards, but he's going to pound out those 4- and 5-yard gains, 5- and 6-yard gains. He got hurt last week. Hurt his shoulder. He's not going to be able to play in the most important game of the season this weekend. It's going to be tough. He's going to have to play in the last game I don't think they want to cut him because he can do special teams. He is a great guy. It's going to be tough for him, though.
Well, if he doesn't make this roster, does he get picked up by another NFL team? I mean, I know it's all about needs and what people have. I mean, he obviously has the talent and he has the
It's
drive.
possible.
Yeah.
I mean, they picked up LeGarrette Blount a few years ago.
Right.
You know, I think he has a career in this league. I don't know if it's going to be in Tampa.
Right.
I think it could, and I think he'll do great here. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know.
Well, they go to 75 after this weekend.
Yep.
Which is going to be that'll be a litmus test for a lot of these teams. Then you see a lot of shifting and so on. And speaking of shifting, tell us about the quarterback situation, because that is, you know, everybody's excited about the defense. Lovey's a defensive-minded coach. He's a disciplinarian and all this type of stuff. Question mark on the offensive side of the ball's got to start with Tampa Bay. Has got to start with the quarterback.
And it does. And you have a veteran, Josh McCown, who is going to be your starter. And nothing against Mike Glennon, who did a great job, an admirable job, I should say, last year under adverse conditions. But this is Josh McCown's job. If Mike Glennon gets on the field, it's either a blowout or McCown is hurt, which is, those are not, you don't want to see that this year. Even though Glennon has had a good training camp. But the question about McCown is, can he do it over a 16-game schedule? We saw it over 5-6 games last year, you know, and it was great. Can he do it over the long haul? We don't know. He hasn't done it in the past. He's been virtually a backup all of his career. He's had a few starts. Can he do it? Everyone believes it. Lovey believes it. His players believe it. Now he has to
what kind of arm does he have, by the way? You know, it's one thing to watch. It's one thing to be there like you are on a daily basis.
It's not. He doesn't have that old John Elway, Mike Vick, you know, throw it 90 yards arm. He can get it 45, 50 yards, and that's all he needs to Vincent Jackson and everyone else. So he's fine. That part will be fine. Can the offensive line hold up? Can they prevent turnovers?
One more player I want to talk about coming off injury.
We can make a whole show out of it.
Yeah. Deshaun Golton.
Oh yeah.
He's obviously had there's been some there's been some issues. What do you see from Deshaun this year for that Buccaneer team?
You know, I've seen during camp a very reserved Golson, and not in a bad way, more focused, because he knows he lost a lot of money last year from fines. He wants to make this team better. He wants to go to the playoffs. He's trying to adjust his game to stay on the field for 16 games.
And we're talking about the targeting.
Yeah, target. I mean,
receiver.
And when I say fines, you know, he was hitting people in the head and all that. So this year he's lowered his target so far. Lowered his target, and like I said, he doesn't want to lose $500,000 this year. So we'll see, though. But he's a very important piece. Both him and Mark Barron at safety position.
4-12. Do they make the playoffs? What's the record?
Wow. I think they challenge. I don't think they make it this year.
But better than 4-12.
Better than 4-12. They should be.
Good.
Yeah, I'm glad to see, and I have to say that Tony Dungy and now Lovie Smith, you know, the guys between, none of them, including John Gruden, was not a big fan of any of them. But I'm excited for the Buccaneers for Lovie Smith, and I think he's good for the community.
Should be a fun year.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for him. He, even in adversity, you know, he never loses his cool.
No.
Never. I have never seen it. So,
Tony Dungy.
Rick, thanks a million for joining us. It's always a pleasure. We got to get this throughout the course of the NFL season. You'll learn something. I always do.
Can we do it?
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
I'm here for you guys. I'm here.
Rick, thanks again.
Thanks,
Appreciate
guys.
it. And thanks to the Ledger. What a great group of writers. Obviously, when it comes to the NFL, nobody better than Rick Brown. Well, everyone, speaking of nobody better, a group of people that are just superb, outstanding, don't get the credit they deserve, and that's diplomats of tourism. We have a special guest. Her name is Patty. Check this out. We'll be back. Stick around.
I've been a DOT since November of 2013. I came in before that because I'm a welcoming representative for my park, Lake Region Village. I greet the people when they come in. I give them information about Polk County, because where they're home, they're very familiar with what they know and where they are. I want them to be familiar with Polk County. So I've come here to the outpost, got information. I've also gone to our local Chamber of Commerce in Haines City, compiled a folder. So when new residents come into our park, I give them all this information. And that was kind of my start. I just love the outpost. I call it give back or payback. I've been very fortunate in my life and everything that I've done. I've been blessed with a number of different things and taken a lot of different courses and things, and it's time for payback. It's time to give back to the community, and this is my small way of giving back. I was just on a HIP tour, which is a hospitality information tour through our outpost, and going to places that are not quite as well known. The Polk Theater, the Florida Natural, Bach Tower. These are not, they don't stand out in people's names. There's more to Polk County than Disney, Universal, Legoland. There's a lot more, and that's what I hope to bring to the people here. It's just not my knowledge, but my enthusiasm for, I love Polk County. I'm trying to do that, yes, especially when people come in. Oh, I went there and it was so much fun. Well, now I've experienced Busch Gardens and SeaWorld and Legoland and Bach Tower. I've experienced these, so now I personally can tell them, this is what's there. You're going to be amazed. Go to Lang's for the strawberry pie or the cheesecake or Gary's Oyster Bar or any of these local places that are in Polk County. Want to know a good place to eat? We got them here. It's just fun. If they're interested in nature, Circle B Ranch. If they're interested in hiking, we've got the hiking trails. We've got the Florida trails. If they're interested in amusements, we've got that. They want fishing, bass fishing, lakes around. It's all here. And just trying to make them, their vacation or their stop, enjoyable. That's where it's at. Well, it depends on if you've got a couple of hours, straight up the road on 27 South, there's a winery. Nobody knows about this little winery. I forget the name of it, I'm sorry, but there's a winery up here. We've got a butterfly conservatory over by Bach Tower. There's so much to do, and going to Bach Tower and seeing the history, where it started. It's the central part of Florida. It's the highest peninsula. It's the highest spot in the peninsula of Florida. And people say, well, no, it's not the highest spot. Peninsula is an island. It sticks out. Yes, it is the highest part. Yes, up in Pensacola, it's higher, but that's not a peninsula. Just making them aware of what's here. Rodeos, gardening, flowers, fish, landscaping, that's where it's all out. I'd say if you've got 4 hours on any given day, come in and experience the joy. I mean, I look so forward to coming in. My day is Tuesday, and I've set everything aside. All my friends know I'm working on Tuesday, and I call it my playtime. I enjoy coming here. I look forward to meeting the people that I work with here, the staff themselves, always ready to give an answer. And yeah, it's the way to give back. If you've got the time, come give back. There's so many things that I don't know, and this summer I've dedicated time to going and seeing some of the things that we have brochures on, just to see where it is, what's involved, what it is, what's the draw that they have. That's the important thing. Lakeland Center, they have so many things going on. And I'm a member of the Lakeland, I have my season tickets for Lakeland Center. And it's amazing all year. But unless you know about it, they don't know. Every day is different. I don't think I've ever had a day where I'm bored. There's always something to do. There's always, if they have a project to do, I'm the first one to raise my hand. They want to go somewhere or do something, I'll go. It's just, this is what it's about. It's my way of giving back. I've done a lot when I lived up in Connecticut, and it's just time that we all need to take 5 minutes and give back and say, thank you, this is my contribution.
Hey everybody, and welcome back. And yes, those dots help us a lot in the sports world, particularly with special events. And we have a once-in-a-lifetime event coming to Polk County. We're going to introduce, and in fact, you're going to introduce our guest, because I want to talk about the sponsor of this show.
I knew you were
Harry's Seafood Bar and Grill has the coldest beer in Polk County.
Wow.
And their crawfish etouffee, not that I would know.
No, you just
I've
heard.
done surveys, and I've heard this. The crawfish etouffee is phenomenal. I could eat it every day.
I've heard that a time or two.
Sometimes because I have.
Mark was talking about a fantastic event we have coming to Polk County, and it's really been a long-term project that is benefiting Polk County in a serious way. And without going too far into it, want to introduce I know Frank Garcia. Frank Garcia from Universal Shooting Academy, helping put on the World Shoot, is putting on the World Shoot. Frank, welcome to Sports Central.
Thank you very much.
You forgot the world champion part too.
I was getting there.
Just a little.
I
slow
just said first, so I got to be selective with my words. But Frank, let's first talk about. Let's kind of build the story here of how it even came about. But you've been a world-class shooter for how long?
30 years.
And tell us what practical shooting is, because it's not. I think people have a misconception of what the sport actually is. Tell us what the sport is, and then we'll get into the World Shoot itself.
I get that question asked a lot on how to explain what we do. Basically, what we do is we set up obstacle courses that competitors have no clue what they're going to be. Mm-hmm. The competitor at home obviously trains every aspect of shooting a handgun is all about, and they come to the tournaments to test their ability on their way of competing, way of thinking. The mental game is involved a lot, the physical aspect. So you got to train mental game, physical aspect, and the actual fundamentals of high-performance shooting. Our job as match director or as putting on the event is designing obstacle courses challenging to world-class shooters. And these obstacle courses are designed to test the shooter's ability to think, test the shooter's ability to be accurate, and test the shooter's ability to be able to do it in a fast time, because time is a real big aspect in the game. So it's speed and accuracy is what it's all about.
Well, Universal Shooting Academy, your facility located in Frostproof in the southeast part of Polk County, which great economic impact for that area in the county. But let's talk about the World Shoot. You were hosting a few events. You got with tourism and sports marketing and developed a long-term plan on how we would bring more events to Polk County, make the events that you were having better. But then you said, hey, can we go after the World Shoot? Tell us about the World Shoot itself.
Well, we've been hosting, we have one, what we call a signature event, which is the Florida Open. We started that event in 1999, giving something back to the sport, giving the pro circuit another quality tournament on the circuit, and especially being in Florida, the circuit starts in February. Mm-hmm. So the Florida Open's always been on the third weekend of February. That event went right from the beginning, bringing 300 competitors into the area. We ran the tournament. This will be our 15th year, roughly, and what this did is it gave us the opportunity to go to the World Committee and say, hey, we can run a tournament. We've been running the Florida Open, which is worldwide known for 15 years. Mm-hmm. We're ready to bring the Super Bowl. And that's basically our credibility to be able to do that is what gave us the opportunity to bring this to Polk County.
Okay, I'm going to jump in there and put both you guys on the spot because Neil, you and Frank were the architects of putting the bid together, ultimately going with KP to Rhodes Grease to win the bid. So it was the USA. The two finalists were the United States of America versus Thailand. I mean, that was a tough sell, going in as the underdog. And to bring it back to Polk County is a feat that has never been done before.
You want me to take it? You want to take it?
I'll take it.
Go ahead.
Well, first thing is I needed a team to make this happen, and I met KP, I met Neil, and probably the first 5 minutes of meeting them, I knew that I was headed in the right direction. Okay, this could have never happened without Polk County Sports Marketing. I would have never imagined bringing this to Polk County without your support. And basically, what we had to do is we had to prove to the world that we were competent in bringing this event to Polk County. And the game plan was somebody that can put a PowerPoint together and that can show what we have in our area, having somebody there that could talk and was good looking. And
well, I'm glad KP fit the bill because poor old Neil here.
So this was, and you got to understand, I didn't know what I was getting myself into either. So it was as new to you guys as it was to me. But when we walked in that conference room, when you have 90 countries, you have a podium, and you know what, they made us wait about 3 hours before, you know, I mean, the atmosphere, something told me in the atmosphere that it was ours. I heard the rumors that everybody was ready to go to Thailand. And we went up on that stage, and we were coordinated as far as having a plan. We had answers to all the questions that anybody came up with. Anywhere from gun permitting, bringing the firearms in, anywhere from how were they going to get ammunition, where were they going to stay, and we had all that planned out with that PowerPoint. Timelines is what made the difference. We were really organized, we were ready, and it looked like a professional operation, and that led all those countries that voted to vote for us. And when Thailand got up there, they weren't even close. They were not even close.
I think the neatest part of it, Mark, was the fact that I think Frank was absolutely right. It wasn't until we were in that moment that we realized how big the stage literally was. You went over there, you fly over there, you put it together. This is what we do. Us being tourism and sports and with the 200 plus events a year. But when you get on that world stage, and the moment that got me is you're sitting there in the room when they announce it.
Knowing you're representing the USA.
And it wasn't Polk County, it wasn't Florida, it was the 2014 World Shoot goes to the United States of America. And in that moment, we just looked at each other, we're like, yes. And then about 5 minutes later, we were like, what just happened? Yeah. But 3 years in the making, it is an Olympic style event. It'll be here before we know it in October, and it's exciting.
Frank, let's talk a little bit about the event itself. I know there's five, I believe there's 5 divisions. You have the women's division, and then you have like a junior division, and some others. I know there's a super senior,
right,
which I need an explanation on. But,
okay.
Whatever. Tell us a little bit about, you talked about the speed, you talked about the accuracy, but the divisions are important too.
Correct.
Let's hear about that.
Okay, the way the easiest way to describe it is if we were racing cars, 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, 8-cylinder, 10-cylinder, different divisions.
Okay.
Within each division, then you have the class, the classes. So the classes are the winner of the overall division, 4-cylinder, for example, which would be open class. Open class, everybody goes under the rules of that particular firearm.
Okay.
Follows those
like
rules.
Like a 1911.
Like a 1911 or a Beretta. Yeah. They're all different categories. Okay. It's 4-cylinder. You're not going to race a 4-cylinder car with a 10-cylinder car.
Right.
So everybody races on the same track, but at the end of the day, there's probably 30-something different world champions at this event.
Wow.
Why? Division I, open. There's the high overall individual. There's the high overall team. There's the high overall junior world champion, high overall senior world champion, high overall super senior world champion, high overall lady world champion within the open division. Then you go to the limited division, the same thing.
Okay.
And all those divisions will have X amount of winners. That's why the award ceremony is going to take, you know, a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours to go through, because there's so many world champions there.
Well, I want to mention the main date that the citizens of Polk County and really Central Florida can check out the event is there's an Olympic-style opening ceremony. It's going to be October 12th. It's going to kind of be the Christmas parade route, the Lakeland Christmas parade, starting at the Lakeland Center, coming down through the Munn Park area, and ending up at the Lake Mirror Promenade. And there's going to be Olympic ceremony type of experience, family-friendly, fireworks, water ski show, all the things you
on Lake Mirror. I think that's the first time there'll be a water ski show on Lake Mirror.
There'll be a water ski show on Lake Mirror, so that'll be around 5 p.m. to 8:30. All those activities, so you definitely don't want to miss this, because again, it's not
marching
only
in with the flags and stuff.
Parade of Nations with
cool
the
as an
athletes
athlete,
coming
isn't
in,
it?
absolutely. So it's not just coming to Polk County. It's not just coming to Florida. This is the first time it's been in the United States since 1986. This is an opportunity you don't want to miss. October 12th, put it on your calendar. That is your chance to be a part of an Olympic-style event right here in Polk County.
Website, where can people go to get more information?
Got it?
Our website is worldshootusa.com.
Yep.
worldshootusa.com. Frank, what about your venue? Is a world-class venue. It is, if not the best, one of the best in the world. How can people participate, get involved at your activity, or at your facility, excuse me?
Well, we promote the shooting sports, and that's why I'm so excited about you guys being part of us, because to us it's important for everyone to be excited about what we do. So we're in the business of promoting shooting sports, and what we do is we offer proper training from the beginning.
Okay.
To teach you step 1, step 2, step 3 on how to do it safely and know the rules, and we slowly bring you into the game by having club shoots. We have local club shoots that family and friends could come and learn about the game and do it at a club level. And then at the club level is where everybody starts. That's where you know, all these junior team members from the U.S. That's where they start, at the club level, and that's what we do.
Okay. Well, for those of you that would like more information, go to Universal Shooting Academy. It is in Frostproof. Look it up on the web. I mean, it is a facility, world-class, par excellence, all the superlatives you want to throw in there, and you know, Frank can walk you through it.
Well, I would like to thank Frank publicly for the investment that he has made and his partners have made into that facility, because we couldn't have hosted the facility or the event without your capital side.
That expertise, well, and the credibility with being a world
Absolutely.
champion. I mean,
Absolutely.
holy smokes, doesn't get any better than that.
Well, thank
so
you.
Thanks a million for that. And ladies and gentlemen, one thing we do have is some great footage. This is what, or at least part of what you're going to see down at the Universal Shooting Academy in Frostproof starting in October 12th, correct, Neil?
The 13th is when the main match starts.
Main match starts is October 13th. Check this out. We'll be back right after this.
We're running the IPSC, the International Practical Shooting Confederation, U.S. Nationals at the Universal Shooting Academy this week. It's a 24-stage match. There's roughly about 300 rounds required. Some will vary from as few as 6 or 7 rounds required. up to a maximum of 32 rounds required. Stage 1 here requires 24 rounds to complete. There's 11 paper targets that require 2 rounds fired and 2 steel targets that must be knocked down to score. This is a rather large match. It's bringing in shooters from all over the world. Seen a lot of shooters from South America this morning so far, and we've also brought in range officers from all over the world as well. I believe we're somewhere in the neighborhood of about 350 shooters. So Frank Garcia's range here, Universal Shooting Academy, is hosting us, and they're going to be hosting the World Shoot next year.
I'm the chief range officer on this stage. We see that we officiate it, my 2 RO guys and myself, to make sure that each competitor has a fair and equal opportunity to shoot the stage to the best of their ability in a safe manner. Our primary role is safety, to make sure that the competitors follow the safety rules and don't break any of the rules. And then after they're completed their attempt at the course of fire, we go score their targets for them, making sure they get everything that they earned. We record the time and put all that on a score sheet, and then the competitor goes over it with us and signs it, and he's had his opportunity, or she has had her opportunity to shoot the course of fire best of their ability. At a match like this, you see a lot of people from all over the world. Next year is going to be the World Shoot, and it will draw even more international competitors from all over the world to come and shoot this match here in Frostproof, Florida. I can't say enough about Frank Garcia and what he's done with this range and bringing in the international competitors and stuff, international matches. Him and Shannon and Manny, they're all world-class competitors, but yet they want to put a match on like this so everybody can come and enjoy sunny Florida.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Sports Central. Mark Jackson along with Neil Duncan here, and this segment being brought to us by the Holiday Inn Express in Lakeland. And Neil, you know, that was some great footage, but that venue has changed so much in the last couple of years because the World Shoot is coming. I mean, Frank's made a huge investment out there, and ultimately that was part of the strategy.
Yeah, it was, and when you recruit, you know, Super Bowl, or you recruit Olympics or international events like that, part of your presentation is, if we receive this event, we'll do this, and Frank had to do that. So what you saw in the facility there is really, as you said, Mark, changed, and it is fantastic. And what it does is sets Polk County up for years to come, sets Universal in that business model, and it's a non-stick and ball,
non-traditional sport, yeah.
Right? And you know, and in Southeast Polk County, that's fantastic because it's more of a rural area in the county. So
it's like an economic engine.
It's a win-win situation. But again, if you want more information, you can go to centralfloridasports.com, visit centralflorida.org, worldshootusa.com. A lot of websites, or give us a call, and we'll hit some of those websites and numbers later in this local update. But the fact of the matter is, it was a partnership, and it began many, many years ago, and now it's right around the corner. But don't forget, October 12th is the date that we really want everyone out there to support Team USA and all the other countries. We were kind of rushed at the end of that last segment, but on October 12th, you're going to have a parade. You're going to have classic cars. You're going to have marching bands. You're going to have all these countries, 70, 80, 90, whatever the number ends up at, marching downtown Lakeland into the Lake Mirror Promenade, where there's going to be an Olympic ceremony type event. And it's just neat. It's not something that we've seen before like this in Polk County. And as I said, not since 1986 has it even been held in the United States.
Yeah.
So it doesn't come around that often, but what this event has done at the end of the day, period, is bolster the economic situation for Polk County in another sport in Polk County.
So growing another sports discipline, non-traditional stick and ball, creates sustainable competitive advantage.
Absolutely.
Put it in academic terms. There
And thank
go.
you once again, thanks to Frank Garcia. And I also would like to say thank you to the county, because as we saw that footage, PGTV and all their work, we couldn't do what we do every day with tourism and sports marketing and recruiting these things to Polk County, because they give us a competitive advantage as well. Because if we can promote the event, or we can have highlight packages, or we have that footage to go recruit an event, they were part of the bid process. They were part of the things that we were able to do. So,
You know, County Manager Jim Freeman,
Yep.
Chairman of the TDC and board member, BOCC board member Melanie Bell,
Yep.
she got it. Jim
Yep.
Freeman, they got it. They go, oh, we get this vision.
well,
we
this
understand
event,
what's
it's
going to
huge.
happen.
It's huge.
Yeah,
So,
and it hasn't been without headaches. You know, there's no question about that. But you know, when you host an international event, a Super Bowl of shooting sports,
yep.
that's what's going to happen. But let's look at the long term, because, you know, before the event was recruited, before it came here, the part of that vision was, okay, the private sector will invest in the facility,
Right.
but the events that are coming before and after the World Shoot are going to create tens of millions
And
of
they have.
dollars of economic impact.
And they have, and it's fantastic. But as we move on, again, worldshoot.usa.com. But
Or you
know,
can go to centralfloridasports.com
yeah.
as well. And don't forget, Neil, that you know, there's all the information there, but
USA.com.
worldshootUSA.com. Check that out, everybody. It's awesome. A lot of big events coming. It just isn't. It's never ending.
Well, I was going to say, as we look, you know, don't forget the Lakeland Flying Tigers are finishing up their season. They're at home August 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and then the 29th, 30th, and 31st. Ron Myers, the whole group. Of course, the big team up in Detroit, right in the middle of that pennant race in the American League Central. So hopefully they'll make it, because when they win division championships, when they go after World Series, that's awesome. Great for Polk County in spring training.
Oh, it's awesome. It's going to be interesting to see David Price next year in spring training.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, you got 3 Cy Young Award winners on the same team.
Yep. Scherzer,
Really?
Verlander, and Price.
Yeah. The Disney Soccer Showcase being held at the Northeast Regional Park. And, you know, that is one of the nicest parks in all of Florida. 6 turf fields.
Yep.
And this is a big deal. Good partnership with Disney, ESPN, Wide World of Sports.
Right.
And that event's taking place August 30th through September 1st, Monday. September 1st, Monday. That's how, I mean, it's just like, really?
It's Christmas will be here before we know it.
I say that
Hey, don't
all the
forget,
time.
Florida ISA has a couple events. The September 6th and 7th will be the Twilight event, and then the Adult Regional will be 6th and 7th. That's in Auburndale. The other one's at Bartow 555 Complex.
Well, it's all some good stuff, Neil, and you know, we could sit here all day and talk about the different events that are coming up, but you have some special sponsors to thank to make all of this possible, to partner with Polk County Tourism and Sports Marketing and the Board of County Commissioners to enhance the lives of all of the citizens in Polk County and create economic opportunities and jobs.
Absolutely. Hampton Inn Winter Haven, Best Western Auburndale, Holiday Inn Express in Lakeland, Hungry Howie's, one of my favorites, and Hollywood Signs right here in Bartow. Some of the sponsors that help make this show, but also our everyday job at Tourism and Sports better.
Hungry Howie's, you eat much more of that, you won't be able to get that belt on that.
I'll be just fine, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, everybody, don't forget, you can hear us live. Can't see us, but you can hear us. Neil has a radio face, or a face for radio, but it's always on WLKF, 1430 a.m. from 5 to 6 on Thursdays. So check that out as well. World, state, national, and local events featured on that with some very special guests. This show, however, just can't stand missing Mark and Neil on a daily basis. Well, you can see us every day.
I'm sure that's what they think.
Every single day. Well, actually on September 5th, that is, will be our next live show. But in the interim, when you want to see Neil every single day, check out the following dates and times, or go to polk-county.net. Many thanks go out to the PGTV production crew, second to none. Fantastic group to work with, and I certainly hope you appreciate and enjoy their professional productions here. This is Mark Jackson for Neil Duncan and all the crew at PGTV. We'll see you again next time.